Hello, everybody. Good afternoon again. We're back here in the land of the living.
Yeah,
What do you say, Mel?
not a thing. How are you?
How was your week?
It was good.
Well,
It was good, yeah.
it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hot day today, too, and
It
everything.
is. It
It's
is.
beautiful for the folks that come here to burn our sun, and we don't appreciate what we have. We never appreciate what we have.
Yeah,
We are, even in politics, you have a government, you change them because we don't appreciate that one. You get the next one, we don't appreciate it. Like, we never appreciate what we have.
but never satisfied.
That's true.
That's it.
But we never appreciate what we have. We have good marriages.
Well, you know what we do is we look back and with regrets because we didn't appreciate it
But we
whilst we had it. Yeah,
but we have good marriages, and then we don't even appreciate it. We don't
true.
appreciate nothing we get. I don't understand. We find a way to complain,
Mm.
especially in relationships. We find a way
Yeah.
to complain. But before I get into that relationship thing,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say happy anniversary to Princess in Freeport.
Okay.
She
Happy
tried. She
anniversary.
tried to tell me she did 18 years of marriage.
Wow, that's
I
great.
remember when she was a baby.
Wow.
18 years. Congratulations, Princess.
Yeah. Continue in
And
the
your
good steps.
lovely husband. He got to be lovely because he's still there with you. So let me stop. So I'm saying, y'all enjoy your 20 year. I hope next have another 18. Add to that. I hope God give you all the best rest of marriages in your life, and I hope everything will stay the same.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Well, if she's a Trinity girl, I'll say, may you have three spouts of 18.
yeah, she's a
Yeah.
Trinity. We counting on it. We counting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this has been a week of remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, what have you been remembering?
I remember the last show we had. That's
Okay.
remembering, eh?
All right.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of feedback?
Oh Jesus Lord, people. One thing. That's what I'm talking about now. One thing with the humans, they don't forget you. Hey, one thing, people, you could do. You think in your head you did a good show, right?
Uh-huh.
And they'll find one little mistake, and they'll tell you, "Oh, you always beating women, but you're all man." I was like, hold on, hold on. There's a time, very debating.
So it's the man time today.
Yeah, man is get beat every day because if you put man and woman to the test,
Mm-hmm.
man get beat 99 times.
Yeah. You
Mhm.
mean woman smarter? Man smart, but woman smarter? You mean like that?
Yeah, well, see that man get beat again. So, so what I'm saying, right? And might be some truth to it,
Hmm.
but we have this thing that, excuse me, that men must always be the loser. Woman has
Man,
woman has to win at all costs. Like they have to win at all costs.
could it not be a win-win? Because that's what marriage is, where the two become one.
That's old
So
school. That's you old
win
school again.
and loss.
Yeah, that's old school.
Oh God.
That's old school. See, in relationship, this would be based our show
Our whole life is
on.
a
Okay.
train of
In
relationships.
relationship, when the relationship is broken up and you put a woman in front of you
Mm-hmm.
and she will tell you the man was bad.
Mm-hmm.
The man, sweetheart on her. The
Mm-hmm.
man, that's the regular thought.
Mm-hmm.
But the woman will
The
never
man,
say,
the man, the man.
yeah, but the woman will never say,
What her role was it?
it didn't matter that. That's irrelevant. This is the point I'm making.
What is that?
They will never say, well then, but he was good in certain area. They will always beat him to the cause. Beat him, beat him, beat him, beat him, beat him.
Okay, so he ain't have no good in him. But if he didn't have any good in him, how did you make it to the altar?
But that's one of the point. But if you stay with me for over 12 years and you ain't marry me, I must be doing something good in 11 years. So why would you say, oh, that old thing, he no good? This and that. But I have figured why.
Why?
Because women will always do it because women don't want you, another woman, to go fool with him.
But that doesn't really deter a lot of
Yeah,
women.
but that's what they do. That's what they try to do because women realize that most times they date a man,
Mm-hmm.
woman always on their trail.
You mean there's another woman waiting to pick him up?
Always listen, woman and man and both ways now.
Mm-hmm.
Man and woman got to be fooled to believe that you the greatest thing in the world and nobody great like you do.
I don't think so. I would think that we all should see ourselves as the best.
Yeah, but in most cases, a woman believes that her stuff and her kicking it,
Oh,
and she's
okay.
the only one in the world.
Wicked is slamming
Yeah,
down.
child, if you leave me this and that, listen, you ain't white nothing. Some of them you just to pick up and put in the garbage.
Vice versa. You know, I always got to get
Well, I'm talking
the
balance.
alternate view.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm talking balance today.
Okay.
I'm not taking a side. Even men, some men, just white pick up and put in the garbage. And so far, Bahamian men has so many bad rap. But
And
it's got to be some truth to some of those. Got to be some truth in there, some goodness, some good in one in some of them relationships. Why the men keep on getting beaten? I don't understand why we get beat so much. Because women focus on money. Their whole focus is money. You become a good man when you have money. You become a good man when you spend money on me. You become a good man when you buy things. Why about having a good man that just uplift you? A good man who stand behind you. A good man who see that me and you together, the value we can bring to each other. We it's too long. We have this, I don't know what to call it, this bashing down on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's killing good relationship. See, because if I bash you and you got a friend and they see me bash you, they can start thinking, well, Tony bashing her. Why Tony bashing her? And they try to get between to find out why I'm bashing you. And if they find out, they will use that as a weapon. So they take that home and they say, boy, I make sure my boyfriend, my husband, he do this to me. That's why I go over this now. Every situation, relationship is different. It has its own merits
Mm-hmm.
and own background. One thing I learned recently has really it going back to your relationship. You know what I find out in this discovered? In the morning when you wake up,
Mm-hmm.
you need to put your atmosphere in the right tempo,
Mm-hmm.
That's important. Let me tell you why I said that's important. And going back and tie it into a relationship. Let me tell you why it's important. When you wake up in the morning, because some women is be off in the morning. You all
Men too.
you know
We
you-
all,
no,
as humans.
but most of yours be off. See, men could hold their emotion and eat it. Women show it on the shoulder. So when women get up in the morning, if she have to get up and do the school, pick up the chair, pick it up, cook the food, she like, don't fool with me. I don't know what fool with me this morning. I got something to do. Right away, she done on her defense. And so that's why I say your atmosphere when you get up in the morning is be right, because you could ignore that because now you know that's a normal occurrence. That's how she have all these things going on. So I understand. So your mind and your body and your soul be settled because the atmosphere gotta be right. So how you build the atmosphere? This is how I do mine. Sir. This is the new thing I learned. So what I does is I play some music.
Okay.
Sometimes and try to build my atmosphere with good music.
Mm-hmm.
It don't have to be really Christian music.
Music.
But and this can make you laugh, but it's real. So I played one morning, and guess what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what song I played?
What did you play?
It's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
Quick Franklin. It was sunshine, but guess what happened?
What happened?
The woman say, "You talking politics already?" So you can't, you can't really. So you can't. It's like I trying to Kirk
create,
Franklin.
yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
But
But I have to go back to your initial
mm,
thing of stating, and for some reason I always try to loop the man into what is going on with the woman, because if you're in a relationship,
mm,
it means that she shouldn't have to go it alone in terms of what her forecast for the day ahead is.
mm,
Two things. One is when you end the previous day,
mm,
there is a review, dialogue about how your day was, how her day was, and what's the forecast for the next day. And you talk about starting the day with music, but I
uplifting
think
music. Yeah.
music for ending the day is equally as, or maybe even more profitable, because the right music causes you to relax, causes you to clear your mind, and you have a good night's sleep. The problem with a lot of women, and some men too, is that your brain never turn off from one day to the next. And so when you wake up in the morning, of course you're going to be grouchy. Of course you're going to be irritable and all that other kind of stuff. So it's really about pacing and setting the stage for your life as a routine where both parties are showing concern for each other.
Yeah, but see, the show today is having a good relationship.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what
And
we're
what
talking about.
women need to
And
know.
women need to know.
And yeah.
I'm getting it.
Hmm.
But that's one of the things right there. See, because in the morning, I want to talk about it's a new day
Hmm.
and happy, and beautiful music, and then the music so. But in the nighttime when I come out here, the reggae music, jick. I just got switch you. But seriously, on a serious note, right? Um, Women has to understand that some things create reactions.
Every action
Is a reaction.
creates a
And so
reaction.
what has happened in most relationship, like I talked about in the morning,
Hmm.
what has happened if you don't set that right pace or that right setting in the morning,
Hmm.
that whole entire day doesn't
It's
carry on.
off, yeah.
I could give you example what I meant. I just want to give you
And it
example.
may go right into the next day
Yeah,
and maybe through the
I,
entire week.
I'll give you an example. If like me and you get up in the morning
Hmm.
and we married or to relationship, whatever,
Hmm.
we lying in the bed, and I say, honey, well, no, don't get up yet. Um, just embrace me because I feel like being embraced
Hmm.
because that's the way I feel.
Hmm.
And a woman mightn't say it with her mouth,
Hmm.
but her action really is like, I ain't for this. What then happened? The carnal mind, that's what they call it, sets in because I'm gonna ask the question. So what's up in my mind? Now, I mightn't say it to you, to
Hmm.
the individual. I'm
Hmm.
like, well, what is this all about? And then see the mind in relationship. The mind is a serious thing. The mind could go in because if you do this 2 or 3 mornings, I'm now thinking something is wrong. It couldn't have to be, but the mind goes into this, like I say, carnal thinking. And once we go there, well, somebody else is wake you up in the day. Somebody else is be giving you a kiss. Somebody else is be laying on top of you. Or
Suspicious minds.
yeah, because your mind will set the day. It don't matter what you do. You set your day on your mind. Your mind say, "I go into town. I can pick up this. I gotta." Everything comes from the beginning as the mind. If your mind is corrupt,
Thoughts, yeah.
your thoughts is corrupt. Your whole day.
Your whole life basically will
But
be corrupt.
most times, it don't have to be whole day. See, a small seed grow.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying, once you start that corrupt that mind,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really. Only sometimes you have to stop and go back to clean it up. Most times people don't stop. People add to it.
Basically, that
Mm,
is one of the major challenges
mm.
within our country.
Yeah,
So much negative thinking.
that's it.
And the mind of a person is really what drives everything that they do.
See, but Bahamian woman has a real problem, and the reason I say Bahamian woman because Bahamian man don't care about this, but Bahamian woman has a real problem of other people what other people think about.
Mm.
Most times, relationship suffer because what other people thinks.
I'm not sure that Bahamian men are exempted from that
No, no,
because I
but
know some people,
yeah,
men.
not all, but majority of men. I give you an example of what I'm talking about.
Mhm,
Majority of Bahamian men will get up tomorrow, leave you,
mhm.
and date a younger woman,
And they don't mind.
and
That's
they
what
don't
you
care
mean?
what you think about them. They don't care if they be seen with it.
Yeah, because for them, their ego is boosted by the fact that they have this young woman.
But a Bahamian woman, watch now, would be afraid to go amongst her friends if she got a younger fella she meet that she care about.
You
See,
sure that ain't changing?
it's changing, but it's changing very slow. But there's a lot of relationship. So watch this now. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
relationship are suffering because
Okay.
they're not happy. Sorry,
No, I was just checking to see.
they're not happy who they are or where they are. That's where the beginning of this we should start from. Because most times they live in somebody else's life.
Mm.
So if a Bahamian woman want to date a young guy,
Mm-hmm.
she have to hide him almost. Oh, you come to my house, come tonight, and oh, uh, she got to make sure all her friends then talk and go on and they ain't coming, and they have this sneaking thing. She don't go out with him. She meet him. She go by his house. See, all of this is because Bahamian woman has this thing in their head. All of them enter the kingdom of heaven. All of them are Christians. That's what they try to inspire to be. Now that might sound funny, but I believe that was brought on them from the principle of back in the day. My mother and your mother
So
principles is
how
still
is
with them.
it that it influenced the women to that extent, but it doesn't bother the men?
Because back in the day, the men were doing the nonsense, and the men taught the man how to be happy.
And today?
And today, the women are slightly breaking out the shell. They slightly
Mm-hmm.
coming out, and they really ain't care no more. They ain't checking for what people think and things say. But there's a lot of people that I talk to on a daily basis will say things like, "Well, Tony, I like my friend over there, but he's a little too young." But then you go with this old dude just for the money. You love a young fella, but you're going with the old dude because it's okay. My friends accept that. So in relationship, when these relationships, you see these relationships together, most of them ain't really together.
So how do we fix that?
Simple fix. I just tell you, simple fix it. Let the people wake up, do what they want to do. Don't have no holes and hang up. If you love somebody younger than you,
Mm-hmm.
love is love. Love can't change. Love is love. Love must be love. So love who you love or love who love you. Stop loving um, people
Mm-hmm.
that you know you don't really um, actually care about. Because you're only there for the finance, to support moral, the support.
Okay, can I ask a few questions
Ask all the
as it
questions.
relates to
Relationship.
relationships
Ask all.
and Bahamian women? You talk about that aspect of women being more concerned about public image and the public
Yeah.
view on
Mm.
their life.
They'll have better
But
relationship if they love who they love and stop trying to love who they really don't only
or
because of
be with
money.
who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most
So
of them.
basically, go after love. It's the
Yeah.
one thing that they need
Go
to
after
know.
love.
Okay. So what about the relationships where the woman went after love? Um, they get married,
Mhm.
and then there is a lot of external interference from the man's family, and she feels as if the husband allows his family to railroad her and he doesn't come to her defense.
Well, the, I can answer your question in twofold. There is relationship where people are so selfish.
Mhm.
They only worry about what is in it for them.
Mhm.
They're not worried about your side of the family. They couldn't care less what your family say. They only worry about what their family and what their family say. Most
Mhm.
women do that.
Men too.
No, hold on, wait. Let me explain. Let me say why I say most women do it. When a woman marry a man, a woman intends most times take the man to her family
Mhm.
because the men trying to make her happy, so the men go with her family everywhere.
Okay.
Granted, majority of times.
Okay.
Okay, so the man family is usually left out there on their own.
Well, I my personal
Go your
experience,
personal experience.
the experience of friends
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. Okay. The majority of females that I know, the mother-in-law is an issue. The mother-in-law still wants to control the son and come into the home and control the home.
Yeah.
And of course, it's
You wanna know why that
always
happened? That's what you asking me?
mhm,
Let me tell you why it happened. Because Bahamian women are very selfish.
mothers.
Bahamian women
Okay.
are very selfish. A Bahamian woman, that's the same thing I say, marry me. You will marry me.
Mhm,
You will then take me to your family.
mhm.
But only thing matters to you is taking me to your family.
So what about when you take me to your family and they don't
You
accept me?
from day one,
Hmm.
you'll have a problem. From day one, women have the problem.
What?
Women just have a problem with men
With the
family.
man family?
Majority of the time
Why?
because the woman trying to keep the control. If I allow, if you're a woman and you allow me and my family to control the relationship,
Hmm.
you has lost control.
But I find that
No, you're gonna see a woman comes. See a woman. Okay, a woman always looking. She looking for a husband. She looking for a family. She looking for children. She looking for. She always looking for something.
and with the man
A
doesn't
man
look for
always ready,
anything.
all given, always given.
I
He give you.
I
He give you money. He give you sex. See, this is a real conversation we have today. This ain't no conversation where the guy can sit down and try to be the doctor and try to be fair across the. This is a real
no
conversation.
the
We having a conversation straight across the board. See,
mhm.
there's no jiving here. This is what happens in the real world. This
But
happens in the real world.
from your male perspective and
Mhm.
maybe your experience, I don't
Mm.
know. Your mother may have been a different kind of person where she welcomed your wife and
Mhm.
your wife was made a part of her and she allowed you to live your
Tell
life
me
and make
one
your
relationship you know.
decision.
Tell me one relationship you know
Yeah.
where the husband family take the wife away from her family.
No, it ain't about taking the wife away from her family. As a matter of fact, there are many marriages like that where he not only, and those are what we call the narcissistic kind of relationship, right? But he
Right.
not only take her away from her family, he take her away from her friends
Yeah,
and family.
and right, but most relationship, the husband. Let me explain. Let me bring this home to you. Most relationship in the Bahamas, the man will usually take in the wife's mother too. He'll come to the-
Definitely.
Okay, so you see what I'm
Definitely.
saying now.
But
So
but
mhm.
the man's family don't always take in the woman. The majority of marriages in this country that has fallen and gone to hell in the basket
Mhm.
were those where the woman did not feel accepted by the man's family, no matter what she did or what she
No,
tried.
no. What? See, this is what I'm telling you about when I talked about earlier. Mind, mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The word is child. Watch out for this mother-in-law. See the word. See, you gotta understand that. I talk about those words earlier when I come into this. That's what I was talking about. They didn't put this in the atmosphere that these mother-in-laws. See, but that's not true. Some of the mother-in-laws will fight with you and fight the guy, fight the husband.
I only wish we had some folks who was brave enough
Yeah,
to actually
deal with me.
come on this platform and
We can
provide the, because
we can do it right now. We can invite folks out there who are willing to come on this platform with me and you
Mhm.
and challenge me that what I'm saying is wrong.
Because I know you like to do your surveys, right?
Right? Yeah.
But I think this particular one, if we were to really do a check, just a check,
Just a check.
yes, no, of about 3 questions, you'd come to find out.
Why don't you let me and you? Let's do this. Let's do this. Just to
Among your friends.
yeah. Let's do this. Let's get a form
Mhm.
full out and let's make a form with 3 questions on it. 3 the same questions you ask, and you give me 50 and you take 50.
I don't know if I have 50 friends. Sorry.
No, you and your friends right in the community here, right
I
stand
mean,
up here. And just right here. Oh, we can put it online. We ain't gotta even involve. You can
may
send it
not
out there.
answer it. They don't
No.
answer.
I'm talking to send it to your friend, your host, your nicest, and just send it and see what it is. And I bet you.
But you see, when I talk in from experience because the majority of the people in my circle are nurses or family members or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And maybe it's the work kind of situation, but let me tell you what I came up to the
What you come
conclusion
to the
with
conclusion?
is that men are not emotional creatures.
No, we
And
not.
so when you take a woman into your family because you are familiar with them and you having such a good time with them, you don't recognize that this woman is uncomfortable or there are only 2 out of the 5 females or
So why should you
in
be
your,
uncomfortable? Why should you be uncomfortable?
because of the way she's made to feel. Women,
Why,
you see, let me
why
ask
she
you
can't
something.
be getting along? Why she just can't jump in?
That's exactly the point right there. Women have a language that they speak that men do not recognize. And if you don't recognize it, it'll be far from you to really understand it.
You
And
come
that
in.
is what I was about to say is
Yeah.
the fact that because you're familiar, you just feel that I'm comfortable with them, so you should be comfortable with them. We already married. I know in my personal journey, the thing is that all you have to do is go there, get what you want, and live. I believe in relationship. I believe in connections.
But hold on. There's no way nobody see you. You take me as your husband. So when I take you to my family, there should be no worries about me no longer.
Exactly.
It should be
Exactly.
you should just get along and get it in and get it.
And then you wonder, you made the statement several times on previous shows that Bahamian women don't like other women.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, but that's not the man problem.
But at the end of the day, The man problem is that he doesn't recognize, and even when the woman complain about it, you know what he says? And I've heard people say, "Oh, you complain about everything." She's not complaining about everything. She's complaining of the fact that she is made to feel uncomfortable in the environment where your family is, and that's why she prefer to take you over, because her family eat you up. They love you. They
So
welcome you.
what make you think my family won't eat her?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that that is how it happens in family. Your family may be different, but
There's no
the
reason.
majority of women in the Bahamas will tell you that. Watch it. They will still, because they love you, they will still interact with your mother, but your sisters and other female members of your family, they stay away from.
But the point I'm making to you is
Uh-huh.
that this shouldn't be an issue. This shouldn't be an issue.
But that is why I raise it, because it's a real issue
And it's an issue that
that men are not aware of.
men might be aware of it, but it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Because
So
me and you become one.
yeah.
So whatever I do, you should do.
Okay. So here it is now. Here it is. I am happy that you and I have brought this to the forefront, and the fact that you have one perspective because you're the male, and I have another because I'm the female, and I have lived it, and so have many persons that I know who have lived it.
But there shouldn't be no. When you come around my family, you should become one. Just like me. When I walk in there, you represent
And you know
me.
what? And you know what? And you know what? One of the main things about it is that the woman looks to the man for security. When he gets among his familiar people, he leave over there in one corner and he mingle and mix with everybody.
Because he wants her to work her way through. He wants her to work her way through. There's no reason for her to be afraid of anything. You are home, and this is your home. This is your family. You mingle through.
Boy, you know what? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is lesson number 2. To have a happy relationship, you just have to suck it up and move through the family as if there is no vibrations being exuded or sent out towards you. Pretend as if there is nothing. The atmosphere is just beautiful and everybody is welcoming. Hunky-dory, you are among friends and you belong because you are a part of your partner. So don't go off with the notion that
you're a part of this family. I bring you into this family. They accept you. They accept you. They accept me. It shouldn't be no. And anytime a family don't accept you that way, then there's a problem. You should then know there's a problem and then disappear.
Okay, thank you for that. Because when the problem arises, most women will voice it to their partner. And the partner's response is what either cements or disintegrate the entire journey. Because if he is supportive and he says to her, okay, I'm happy you brought it to my attention. I will look and observe the next time. And then every time we arrive, I say, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. Any of you don't know my wife? This is such and such.
I don't think it's even necessary.
No. But one thing that men need to know is women need a lot of reassurance.
Yeah, but I gotta.
Even in marriage, women need a lot of reassurance.
I will be doing that every day, all day.
Not every day, only until she feels secure. Only until she feels secure. Women feed on the momentum that you as a man set in the home, in the church, in the community, in the family,
Mhm.
the extended family, among friends. If you make her feel loved and you get close to her, she gonna feel okay back. But if you ostracize her, she gonna feel, why the hell am I here?
Yeah. But for many years, I was fighting for a relationship that I have
Mm-hmm.
to bring a woman in the family of my
Mm-hmm.
surrounding, my family.
Mm-hmm.
And women always would tell me things like, "Oh, I too busy when it comes to a function of mine. Oh, okay, you go by yourself because I tired." She always find a way out.
Mm-hmm.
I should tell you, she only jumping and jiving.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So that is something. So women need to know that men are not always aware of how they're feeling. So don't put the weight on the man and say, "Oh, he ain't." If you don't bring it to his attention, he'll never know,
I never know.
right? Because Tony definitely was clueless. He just think, and I think most men think that it's just an automatic thing. And then, of course, there's this communication issue where
Mhm.
men don't talk a lot.
Well, we don't talk a lot because some of our women are boring.
So let me ask the
I
question.
marry you having this big old conversation with me. I marry me and you doing this, me going to the movies, me doing this. I ma- I marry
Movies
you.
ain't no place for
Hold on.
conversation.
But I marry you. What do you mean? We could talk. We could do a different type of conversation in the movies.
In the movie?
Yeah, I touch your hand, you touch mine. I
Oh,
kick your feet. Different kind
oh,
of communication. You put your
oh.
foot. Yeah, and so, but I marry you talking to me. I marry you, um, telling me about things, and we having conversation for hours. We get on the phone
Free
hours.
range, yeah.
Hours talk, but left, right, and center.
And you talk and she talk,
Yeah,
or only you talk?
both talk.
Okay.
Both talk.
Because that is something too. A lot of women are so free with talking
Yeah,
that they don't recognize that their partner hardly ever talk.
right. And so I always, you know what I gather from a little census
Mm-hmm.
about 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Beware of a woman who don't talk much.
Uh, can I ask permission? Because every time you say something, I
Yeah,
always say, and vice versa.
yeah.
And I say, beware of the man who doesn't talk much.
Now they tell me the woman who doesn't talk much, beware of him.
And I know from experience, the man that don't talk much, because we as women, we have our bucket list of requirements of what we're looking for
Mm-hmm.
in our partner. But a man who doesn't talk much and you're the person who talks a lot,
Mm-hmm.
because I know during my dating period, I enjoyed the talks and all the things that we did during our dating period. It was almost like it just went
Yeah,
after the wedding.
because I only doing this now because I'm trying to get you in my web. And once I get you in my web, I go back to me.
Mm.
And a lot of people do listen. This is what I be talking about on the show a lot when I talk about relationship. A lot of people just put up this front
Mm-hmm.
that they this good person or they this person and they make you buy into this
Mm-hmm.
because they sucker you, pull you in their web. And so now you in their web, you can't get out the web.
Yeah. And the thing about talking is that if it's not a two-way conversation, again, it means that the other party may only be collecting information. So when row day come, they could throw all these things. And sometimes, women who come from hurt past or stuff, everything you say to them when something comes, it's like, oh, that's why such and
Yeah.
such or this and that.
Bring up the
So they
past.
use it as a whip
Yep.
on you.
And they love to use bad things as a whip on me.
Yep.
On man.
So you got to be careful in what you share.
Mm-hmm. Must be careful what you share because you have these I'm trying to figure You have these carpentry at listen, I don't know what is going on with relationships today, but we got to do better. We got to do better in this relationship. We, I don't know what we're looking for.
One thing that
Mhm.
I thought of as I was
Mhm.
pre um, preparing for this is um, after most marriages, men seem to focus more on being the breadwinner, whilst the
But that's what the
woman
woman want.
whilst the woman wants a balance between him being a breadwinner and also feeding
You want row
her
today. You
emotionally.
want fight today.
I just want to know how can that be addressed? You know,
Because women always want something from you. They always want money from you. They always believe that you're supposed to pay the bill. I don't care how you look
no,
up
no,
in the
no, no.
sky.
I just think,
Because is not, when a man is not paying his bill, he's not a man to a woman today, being a woman. I don't care you get it.
but women have always been the breadwinner, the mother, the counselor, the nurse, the doctor in her home when the man is out there. So I think
You go
having
think.
said
You
that,
think. You think.
I think the younger women today look at the hardship that their mother experienced and said, that ain't gonna be me. And so that's why when she get a partner now, she is like a Joan of Arc with a whip and keeping the relationship stead in the path that does not resemble her mother's path in any way, form, or fashion.
No. See, I don't know. But if you don't bring finance home, you're not a good man.
But if you don't bring romance home, she can go out and take the finance that you bring home and
No, 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 no,
romance
no, no, no,
somebody
no.
else.
The him and woman will make the romance. They'll make that. They'll the
As
ones
long as you bring the
long as the money
finance.
they create a romance.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh. So that woman then who is looking for both is a little greedy.
Yes. She's not.
So you bring the finance, she create the
Yeah, because
romance.
I guess go back to the Bible. See, they always go back to this. This is what they say. Well, you're supposed to take care of me. The Bible says so. Which and that's crazy. Because you got two hands and I got two hands. And you might make more than me because you might be smarter than me. So why I guys bringing food and bringing money home to you?
So what should you do? If I am educated, I have a good income, what is the role you should play?
The role I should play is that we work together as a team.
Ah,
And so whatever there, I should do half, you do half.
well, I endorse that. I personally feel the reason why a woman goes out to work is to supplement what her husband is bringing in order to give the children a better standard of living.
That's what you think.
Yeah, so share the
You think shit.
responsibility.
I don't know if that will work with Bahamian woman. You're beating the dead horse here. Bahamian woman, the younger they get, the younger they look at, they don't want to date nobody who ain't got no money. They don't want to date nobody. If you ain't got a job, you can't. They can tell you simply what I can be dating you for. So it's about the money. It's about the money, and in Bahamas, it's about the money.
Okay.
And if it ain't the money, is no honey, baby. Money or honey,
Mm.
and that's real.
So then, what would you say to the woman who is expecting then this balance of finance and romance to be financed and romanced by the man?
Well, those type of women are rare.
Mm-hmm.
Because woman will tell you, I don't want nothing from you. I independent.
Mm-hmm.
But what they mean, for now, I ain't dependent on you.
Mm-hmm.
But give me 3, 4 days, I depend on you because they believe that what is theirs, and what is yours is
Mm-hmm.
ours.
So how does that work for a man?
For a man, it works that he pay the light, pay the water, pay the cable, and all she do is cook food and open up a leg. That's her payoff.
So the Harlequin romance, the Mills and Bones, all those romantic
Yep.
stories that a lot of Bahamian females would have read, would that's a fantasy. That's not reality. So don't look for it from a Bahamian man.
No, no, because Bahamian men will give you his all. Financially, give you all. But for some reason, a woman will cut. If she has to give you something,
Mm-hmm.
she will tell you, "You're a big man. Why do I ever give you a big man? You got work, health, and strength."
But that's not love.
That's her kind of love. That's most Bahamian. Listen, I don't know what world you live in, but most Bahamian girls will tell you, if you can't take care of the lashes, the this, the that, the this, and that, the wigs, this and that.
I want to know. You need to tell me why people engage in relationships then, if it's all about the money and
But I want the
the
honey.
material.
I want the honey, so I ain't got no choice. I have to play the sing the so the tone.
So you ain't into love, you into the honey. She ain't into love, she into the money. So you come together and do a barter, a exchange. Would you call that service
Service.
and supply and service, or
Most
service and
relationships
demand?
based on supply and service.
Supply and
You
demand.
you take care of me, and I turn around and give you what you want.
So there ain't no love in there.
No, what love? You think most relationship love? Love what? This relationship. Listen, you want to see something? Don't start me. I tell you, don't start me. You want to see something? You marry a woman and lost your job the next
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
You see what they be telling you. You can't live here because you can't sleep here because you ain't waking, you ain't bringing nothing here. Even if you bill it, you can't sleep there no more because you ain't bringing nothing.
So, but the woman is desirous of having a loving, happy relationship.
Yeah, but she wants a happy relationship where she can see. Okay, let me see if I can set this up because you're so same circle. There's some woman who financially stable who can pay for their own road and ride
Mm-hmm.
and go smooth through. Majority of women are not in that category. So what you find, women who have to depend on man so much, you have about 75% of them, or 65%, where they depend on the man. And they come from the old school teaching that the man is the head of the house. And so the man's supposed to provide. And so the man's supposed to tell them what to do. And the man's supposed to do this. And the man's supposed to. That's the way it is.
That's a drag.
I don't care what you call it. That's the way it is in the Bahamas. That's the way it is in most places in the world. See, if I could take you to New York and show you the whole of New York, and you come here to Bahamas, you only be here for a little while.
And then what?
Life goes on.
So Tony has painted a very dismal picture that
It is.
love is out. What shall I say? Overrated?
Love is already because people talking now. You hear younger now. You hear they talking, boy. It's about what he can do for me. I can swing him. That's the word. I can swing. Man, you know I can swing him. Man, you know what I can. You know what I can do? I gonna kill him and I can make him buy me this.
Relationships have been reduced to goods and services.
Yes, that's it. You hit the button on the head. You could look around Nassau and see how many people ain't divorcing. Most everybody not divorcing.
So
They're divorcing
the
because
young, so let me get this now. Parents of young people today need not coerce them into walking the principled, straight, and narrow way of looking and finding love and building a future
because
with
most parents have a
someone
broken
who.
relationship. Why do they can tell their daughter that? They, you know what the parents will tell their daughter? Majority of them will tell their daughter, child, if I were you, I won't go down. I don't be down that road. That why nothing.
That's operating from a place of hurt, though. So in essence,
It is hurt. It is.
but
It is hurt. See, there's a few things breaks up marriages. Money, sex, um, um, deceitfulness.
Mhm.
But majority of the time, it is money.
That
And
breaks up relationship.
Money and sex.
So my question though is, if money and sex breaks up relationships, what is it that brings relationships together and sustain them?
See, honesty is one of the things that bring relationships together. Honesty in both sides of the fence. The next thing is communication. We always talk about this. Good communication, good principle, good value living. Your value standard has to be high. You have to have a value system that don't matter what, rock bottom, you're going to stand when this happens. You got to also have a desire to be loved. You have the desire to want to be loved. That's what I'm talking about. You have a desire to give love no matter what.
Yes.
The problem we have in both of we coming to close. That's why I saved this for the last. The problem we have in these relationships is that the Bible say all men has failed. Okay. Stop trying to make in our relationship perfect. You're trying to get this perfect way. That's non-existent. You have a good relationship as far as you go. Stop trying to live this perfect life where you cannot make mistakes. Mistakes is good to make. You learn from them.
Providing you are prepared to learn. Because one mistake, some people have in their head, one mistake and you out.
Yeah. But that don't need to be, because I could walk out. I could marry you tomorrow. You could go on a trip or whatever for a couple of days and meet a guy that, for that moment, you felt vulnerable. Something happened. You go get pregnant. You come back. You're now pregnant. I'm your husband. The problem is this. You're afraid to tell the truth. Because if you tell me the truth, you think I can kick you to the curb.
And that's usually what happens.
Right. But I am sure if you tell the truth, we can work it out, because the truth isn't open. Too many times, people believe that they can come with this story, they can cover it.
Because they are afraid of losing.
Exactly. But you're going to see, the chances are you're going to lose me anyhow. That's the high chance. So it's cheaper you tell the truth and try to correct the whole thing. Because now, if you tell me a story and I find out it's so.
But it goes right back to what you started out with.
Exactly.
We are too preoccupied because, number one, I don't trust you to keep that between me and you.
Exactly.
You go to your family and that go to the entire community. Right. And everybody look at me and say, oh, I so bad because I married and I gone away and gone get pregnant by somebody else. And The list goes on
But that's
and
what I told you in
on.
the beginning. That's where I start from. I started in the beginning. I was telling you about how the woman loved the young boy,
Mm-hmm.
but because society paint your picture, your relationship now. Society's grown some of this relationship, I give example.
Society actually is what have relationships now being depreciated to supply and demand.
Yes, and that's it. It's no more in this country where good relationship is respected. See,
And where
you
a,
boring.
and where a
Old
good
school. I call it
relation
boring. Old school. Okay.
and where a good relationship exists, it's like people have a beeline to go and disrupt and destroy it.
Well, let me say this to you. Every bad man wants a good woman. And so if your wife,
Mm-hmm.
so if your husband
Mm-hmm.
and you is having a decent relationship,
Mm-hmm.
the woman want that. She want a husband because so they come after that. They come to destroy your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what goes on society. They always want to destroy your relationship. And the problem we have in the Bahamas or around the world
Mm-hmm.
is that we're so insecure of ourselves that we can pray.
But there's also a high degree of deception as well, where one of the things that women are at fault for is sharing their intimate details with other women. And they don't even know that the women that they are sharing this information with are the ones who go full circle and come after the man, because you can't see the good in what you have. She could see it. So she come now and she come back and she tell you everything your wife say about you out there.
See, we lost values and principle. Where people back in the day was trying to keep the value and principle. And the world out there was fighting it at all costs. I give you example, I use example. You would listen to the guys who talk or the girls who talk LGBT, whatever.
LGBTQI
whatever.
plus.
Now, why you think it's that? Why you think it's that? You know what happens? Let me tell you when it's something is bad. You ever know when something is good, you keep the name. When it's good, you keep the name. If you know about a disco and it closed, somebody will open it again. Let me give you a name. Banana Boat. People talk about it all the time. Oh, Banana Boat. We go Nana Boat reunion. We go back to Nana Boat. We go to Nana Boat. They keep the name. All right. LGBT, whatever.
LGBT. Okay. They didn't change it. They just added to it.
They keep on adding because you know why?
Yes.
But you know why?
Why? They declare, and I agree to a certain extent, that gender identity is continuously evolving.
When you are okay. When you're a man or a woman, you're either a man or a woman. That don't change.
Yeah, but your sexual preference change.
My sexual preference
is constant. That's for Tony Williams.
Yeah, no.
Many other
don't
individuals.
Miss the point. It constantly changes, but don't miss the point. I'm a man, you're a woman. Right. Who then? When the baby born, they say you're a boy.
That's from external genitalia.
Yeah. Okay, now watch this. But long as I live,
your external,
even if I change, if I want to change me and turn me into a woman, I still is a man figure and turning into a woman.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I ain't never. I cannot. You could take my penis away. You could, but I still gonna be Tony.
But
I still gonna. My base is gonna be Tony.
Exactly. Okay. But that will be your base as it relates to how you were socialized.
Right.
But
it don't matter. It'll come right back.
You have
even if I change my chest and put more teeth in my mouth and put lashes on my head, cut my back, don't care what I born a man, a male.
And if you
So it never.
accepted that,
So good things never change. Good things never change. This foolishness, but I'm not knocking the LGBT. I'm just using how they change it, describe it all the time, and
because
they finding new ways to understand whatever they're trying to understand. But the basic principle is that I am Tony. I born black. I could bleach as much as I want, but I'm black.
because of your DNA.
Right. You can't change
Okay.
that.
All right. So when you go and you check the DNA and your DNA is consistent from birth, when it comes to hormones and other internal organs, I can see what's on the outside. But on a closer look, I discover, oh, you have a male external genitalia, but when I check on the inside, you have two ovaries. What does that say? Is that the individual's fault?
It doesn't matter because
it matters to
it doesn't matter.
It matters.
It goes right back. Well, it doesn't matter no more because it goes right back to the source. Where you come from, where you're born. See, when your mother born you, Mother Nature made it perfect.
Not necessarily.
Mother Nature didn't screw up, He made it perfect.
No. That is the problem right there. Mother Nature, or the nature, because of whatever, whether it's medication, whether it's drug usage, or whether it's just a natural malformation of two eggs becoming one or one becoming two. That's where the deviations come from. Listen
When I marry you.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. One thing.
I can listen to you.
If I am born a perfect baby and everything goes well, but 2 weeks, 2 months later, they discover I have a hole in my heart, does that mean I'm still the perfect baby that they saw? So if hold on. I'm only trying to give you an example.
It's the same heart. The heart,
but it's defective.
Even if it's run slow, run bad, it's the same heart. They ain't changed the heart, right?
Yes, they have to do something or the child will die.
They might put a pace, but they ain't change it.
No, they may have to literally do more. They have to go in and put in close-up valves and do everything.
It don't matter. They can't change the heart. That's what I'm telling you. So
they do have heart.
Hold on. So if you take my penis away from me, I still me. If you give me
in essence,
vagina,
I agree with you, but I hope you can like this agreement. Right? Because no matter what my externals are, it's what is here that determines who I am. It's not what you see that determines who I am.
Now, when you talk about the mind, see. Remember this. You, from birth, they look at your genitals and say you're woman or female, man or male, male or female.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Male, female is what they would enter the gender.
And that's all they do. So mine doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly. Okay. And so therefore now, you cannot say to an individual, you are something other than what you are living.
I could develop.
The person who is living that experience determines who or what they are.
I could develop by my teaching. I could also might change or convince you. I convince you to like me. Right? Watch this. If I could convince you to like me, I convince somebody else to marry me, then that doesn't really matter. The mind doesn't matter because the mind could be subject to change from the day you're born.
Anyhow, we of course, and our time is going.
That's a good subject to take
up. Because that is deep.
Yeah, I get it.
Deep. And it creates a lot of confusion
in a relationship.
On the global
level. Fine. In a relationship, it's basically simple the same. In a relationship, me and you started out loving one another. How the devil me and you get mad and break up if me and you love one another?
Because of lack of understanding, because of closed-mindedness, because of judgment, and because of one-sided worldview.
Don't miss me.
Most people, let me tell you something. When you and I were dating, you listened to me, I listened to you. You expressed your view, I expressed mine. When marriage came, it's all you. I don't have a voice. I dumb, I stupid, I black, I fat, I whatever you could find that is mean and derogatory and kill my spirit. So I crawl up in one corner or I walk out the door. Because if I crawl up in the corner, I dead. But if I walk out the door, I have a chance to begin again.
See, we're gonna take this topic up, this LGBT thing, and that mind and the body and the control.
Mhm.
We got to do a show on that. I'll tell you why. It's the same thing in relationship. I listen to you,
Mhm.
but when it's going, you said something and interrupt me. But I got you. I got you.
Mhm.
As we have, and folks, listen to this. I'm putting this together. Me and you, married,
Mhm.
have a good relationship. You love me from the crack of the day.
Mhm.
You love me.
Mhm.
5 years later, 10 years later, you don't love me no more. Or something going
Right.
on.
Because some
Now
things
watch
have
what happens.
changed.
Watch what happens.
Mhm.
I born a same thing.
Mhm.
I born a man. You born a woman.
Mhm.
After 5 years, I decided that I want to change. Same thing. Same thing.
But
Hold
you
on.
see,
Wait. Same thing. Okay, no, but
Mhm.
same thing as a relationship.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. It's the mind has changed. So somewhere along the line in this relationship,
Things happen
things happen
that
and the mind.
causes
So
a
this is not
diversion
so
of traffic.
right. So this is not gender.
This is just relationship.
It is the mindset. You change. You decide to be a woman now. Use a man. That's your mind. That's something you want to
We
do.
definitely have to
Yeah.
have a
So it's the
big
same thing in
discussion.
relationship. I fall out of love with you.
You should have never fallen in love. If you did walk in love with me, then you probably would have seen some things before you get to the altar.
The problem was you put this thing on me and it was sweet that night. And I decided that I don't want Tom to have
based on
so
the wrong premise.
But that's what we do because woman has this tendency to step into these things and get all emotion mixed up.
And the
men,
gender,
you call it the gender? That's what you call it?
Men step in.
Let's call it the gender.
And they get their emotions.
Yeah.
Confused.
So let's talk about the gender. So the same thing, they get this gender out of wax, and all mixed up. And they don't want me no more. They want to go to this. Let me change it because I don't want you no more. I want to go to this nice young girl with a titties high and a bungy, and she yellow, and and when she walks,
and she well put together,
and she walk with authority, but
and she's smart.
No, she ain't got nothing in her head. She got education, but she ain't got nothing. Education is one thing. Common sense will based on a lot of them. Yeah, experience comes. So, and I love this. So I go on and leave you. And you know what? That ain't last long. That ain't gonna last long. Because when you could dig $1 out your purse, she digging $1 out of my pocket. That's the difference. And I can eventually find it out. And when I find it out, that's when trouble starts. Yeah.
Regrets.
And see, the old school you ain't gonna dig $1 out of my pocket.
So take home message for the women who are looking for a healthy, happy relationship. What should they know about men?
Well, men in general, what they should know, but generally, I mean, of course, support. But what they should know about men, one thing you know about men, always put men gonna fail you.
That's one fail you.
Yeah, that's one thing you put with men. See, the problem is when you think that you have a perfect man, there's no perfect man. There's none. You take that man away at. Stop trying to see 50 years down the road. Take it a step, one step at a time. Because when you become disappointed on your journey, that's going to be a problem. Because you will be disappointed on your journey. Because relationship go with valley, hills and valley.
Peaks and
yeah. So go down. And so when you hit that bottom,
you got to have something to push you back up.
Yeah. If there ain't nothing there, it's going to be destroyed.
Gonna plunder, crash, and burn.
And love cannot pay no bills. And love could sustain you. Sex can't pay no bills. And sex will fail you. So the only thing you could really, really put on is two individuals going the same direction. Two individuals want to go in the same
And
direction.
interested
And
in sharing the
sharing it.
journey.
And it has to be, I never say 50-50. Relationship is never 50-50. It has to be a joint relationship, give and take. If you look for a relationship 50-50, you're
So
going to
in
have a problem.
essence, identify the strengths
And the weakness.
and the weaknesses,
Mhm.
and allow the person that is strongest in one area to lead in that area,
Yeah.
and the person who is strongest in the next to
The,
lead.
the last thing I can say before I go, I had this saving for it. That's why I'm saving the last up for. Believe this or not, there only could be one leader in a relationship. If it's two leaders, we have confusion. So make up your mind when you have a relationship, you can lead or the man can lead. I'm not saying if the man is weaker, he should lead. I'm not saying that. I'm saying one, you have to make a decision who can lead.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes women are better leaders than men. It depends on the situation. Also, women got to know what area to lead in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to have a good relationship, especially women, now we're talking about a woman, right? You got to know who should take the lead in your relationship. And if you want a strong man, marry a strong man. Don't marry a fool.
And expect to make him strong.
And expect to make him. I'm telling you, because that will never happen. Forget that. Marry a man. See, when you sit in your chair from young, some people plan, some people don't plan their life, but some people plan their life.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, I can be a school teacher, I can do this, I can do this. And they stick with the gun. And you find those people who do that early be very successful at what they do because they had a plan. So in marriages or relationship, have a plan. That's the most important thing. Have a plan, man.
And stick to it.
Don't just run
so
with
in
it.
essence, then in having that plan, find somebody who is willing to
The
share in
your
that plan.
Yeah.
Not divert you from
Yeah.
it, and then there is conflict, because that's the easiest way to have a conflict
Now
in marriage.
let me say this in close. For what I have seen, and I do my little search, my little research, what I've seen now, the generation of 10 years and older are becoming the hardworking generation. 10 year and older, if you watch 10-year-old kids, they are becoming the ones to set the pace. Anything over 18, 17, they won't play computer game. I ain't talking about them. I talking about the one 10-year-old. You notice they changing. The one younger coming, 10 and younger. They coming, mommy, I will help you. Mommy, this is a different ball game. The one 10 years and older, they trying to hide from you. They secretive. They lock up. Check it. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, do your own research in your house. The ones that under 10 now are becoming very helpful. You see, they always want to do something and they independent. Don't touch them, and they but the ones over 10 are very laid back, subdued, want the computer game, they want to sneak around, have a boyfriend, they do this. You can't control them. But this new generation coming after 10, for what I see in, and I watching them closely, they are good thinkers, they're sharp, they're hard workers. Check it. I said this on the show, and I want you to beat me up if you don't believe me, but I want you to go home and check that. They want them up. They want they're independent. Don't touch me. They want to do everything, and even if they want to get hurt, they want you to let them go get hurt. Even the younger ones under 10, they're walking out the yard and going where they want to go. They think they know where they're going. They're traveling by themselves. Those one before, like in my younger children bracket, they will never go nowhere. They stay in the house. They won't come outside. Computerized TV. So this new generation I see coming, we can be all right. The one over 10, they crime ridden, they head ain't good. They head ain't good. Don't worry about them. You can't control them. Leave them alone. But the new ones, I see a new trend coming.
Okay. So, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
so marriage, relationship, plan it way ahead in advance. You know the type of man you want. You know the type of woman you want. Don't settle for Tom. Tom with his sweet talk. And he sweet talk and he lies. But he owned this and he got this and he got that. But relationship will have problems. It's a part of life. So
but you got to be prepared
just
to
prepare to wear them
walk
out.
through it.
So what if a man scheme on you? Check this out now. I see Melanie eyes. Don't worry about that. So what if a man scheme on you? If you pressure him and he can't really come and talk to you about it, he gonna do it again. He continue doing it. But if he know he could come to you and say, honey, you know what? I made a mistake, blah, 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 blah. You solve
As
the
if he
problem.
will come, but anyhow, if
He will come if he know he can talk to you. Most times men know they can't talk to you. And most times, oh boy, most times men do things they sorry, they know when they're wrong. They sorry they do it. And so you got some good men out there. You got plenty good women. I ain't knocking no woman today, but you got some good men. So all this talk about all this man, this man, that's man, this bull. You got some good ones.
Okay, so next week, ladies and gentlemen, be sure
Gender.
to
Yoo-hoo!
gender debate next
Gender. And I know you folks, OJ. Let me say it like this. I know you all what bisexual, homosexual, trisexual, this
gay,
y'all like to
gender,
y'all especially
queer,
like to beat me up.
and indecisive.
Y'all like to beat me up. That's why I don't have them kind of conversation. But next week, I will take you on your gender-based problem. I solve it for you next week.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us again, and look forward to seeing you next week, same time.
And you be there. I know you're gonna be the agenda crew. Have a good day. Enjoy. I know they're gonna be there. So.